Welcome, dear viewers, to another deep dive episode from News Around, the channel where we illuminate the stories behind the headlines and unmask the emotions that hide beneath the glamour. Before we embark on today's extraordinary journey, don't forget to subscribe, tap that join button to support us even further, and hit the like button so more people can discover these exclusive analyses. Now, settle in, because this is not just another celebrity update. This is a moment that shook the digital landscape. What erupted across social platforms began as something small, almost invisible in its simplicity. An interview set in a modest studio, framed by soft lights, the kind that usually accompany casual conversations, not life-altering revelations. Yet within this unassuming setting, Boris Baktaş, long known for his polished aura, immaculate presence, and almost theatrical calm, shed the image he has carefully cultivated for years. The man who often seems sculpted from the expectations of fans and press alike broke character, not with outrage or spectacle, but with the fragile honesty that only appears when someone stops performing. The interview had wandered seamlessly through the predictable territories of recent projects, fan interactions, and ambitions for the coming year. But the atmosphere shifted nearly imperceptibly when the conversation veered toward personal relationships. A subject he usually navigates like a tightrope walker who knows exactly where to place each step. This time, though, he hesitated. He breathed differently. His voice dropped into a register that carried weight rather than charm. It was as if the question cued not a prepared anecdote but a reel of memories he hadn't touched in a long time. And then he uttered a name, one that echoed louder than any headline could: Yagma Yakul. He didn't throw her name casually into the conversation, nor did he decorate it with publicity language. It came out with the softness of someone handling something fragile, something that once mattered profoundly. The moment hung in the air, causing the entire room, even the viewers behind their screens, to lean closer. It wasn't the name itself that shocked people, it was the tone, the confession threaded through every syllable. Boris continued, offering words that felt less like statements and more like pages torn from a personal diary. He spoke not with blame, bitterness, or dramatic flair, but with a solemn acceptance that trembled at its edges. What truly detonated online was his admission that if rumors surrounding Yagma's potential step toward commitment with a new partner turned out to be true, it would seal a chapter he had secretly kept cracked open. In his phrasing, it would be like losing something that never stopped living inside him, a line that instantly commanded rewatches, quotes, and endless interpretations. Dear viewers, here at News Around, we witness countless revelations, but rarely one that slices so directly through the protective shell celebrities build. And while you're watching, take a moment to hit the subscribe button. Our team works tirelessly to bring you these layered breakdowns, and your support keeps our investigations thriving. The digital storm began almost immediately. Some praised him for letting his vulnerability breathe without filters. They described the moment as a rare instance of emotional courage, a reminder that even those draped in fame are stitched with unresolved feelings. Others, however, claimed it was unnecessary, arguing that dragging private emotions into public sight risks confusing sincerity with spectacle. Comments, threads, and dueling interpretations spread like wildfire. Was this a spontaneous confession? A last attempt to reach out? Or simply the inevitable moment when someone's heart speaks louder than their media training? But amid this noise, the point of stillness, the silent axis around which the storm spun, was Yagma Yakul herself. She made no statement. No interview. No cryptic caption. Not even a strategically timed story post. Her silence became the loudest variable in the equation. Some read it as grace, choosing not to escalate a situation that had already taken on a life of its own. Others speculated that the confession had caught her emotionally unprepared. And as the minutes passed into hours, her quiet transformed into a canvas for endless theories. Viewers, tell us in the comments. If you were in Yagma's place, would you remain silent? Or would you step forward to reclaim the narrative? And, as always, let us know which Turkish celebrities you want us to explore next here on News Around. With every passing hour, people began dissecting even the smallest details of her online presence. A missing like here, a changed profile picture there, an ambiguous caption, it all became fodder for a public detective game. This is what the digital era does. It turns private lives into open investigations, and every silence becomes a storyline. As this conversation spread, commentators and cultural analysts began weighing in. Some claimed Boris's confession was an emotional turning point he could no longer postpone, that perhaps this was the first time he let light hit the corners of his inner life. Others took a more skeptical view, insisting that a man as media-savvy as Boris could not have been unaware of the consequences. But even the skeptics admitted something crucial. The rawness felt too genuine to be dismissed as strategic. It wasn't only what he said, it was how he said it. His voice almost carried the echo of memories, as though he was revisiting small, delicate fragments of a past that never fully faded. People claimed they could see the weight of nostalgia in the pauses between his sentences. Those who know him personally shared whispers that the interview had tugged open compartments he had sealed away for years inside them, laughter shared during quiet evenings, conversations that stretched far into the night, and perhaps the unspoken words that become regret when left too long unsaid. Halfway through this story, let me remind you, dear viewers, that if you want more intimate explorations like this, make sure to support News Around by tapping the join button. Your engagement truly sustains the long-form journalism you love. Meanwhile, media platforms turned the clip into a cultural phenomenon. Analysts debated whether the emotional transparency marked a broader shift, a recognition that audiences no longer crave perfect idols but imperfect humans. Was this the moment Boris became more real than ever before? Or was this the risk celebrities take when they speak from the heart in an age that never forgets? And still, the rumor lingering around Yagma about the man supposedly entering her life with seriousness continued to fuel tension. If a ring were indeed on the horizon, if a decision were quietly forming behind closed doors, Boris's confession would inevitably be interpreted as the last flicker of an old flame trying to signal itself before the door closes forever. One thing is certain, what should have been a small moment turned into a public referendum on love, pride, timing, and the fragile threads that bind the past to the present. The world once again demonstrated that it treats celebrity romance not as a private experience but as communal entertainment, a serialized story everyone feels entitled to read. Experts analyzing the video noted that Boris wasn't exploiting emotion, he was surrendering to it. His confession didn't feel like a strategy or a plan. It resembled something accidental, like a memory slipping out before he could pull it back. That authenticity is what made the clip explode. It reminded people of their own unresolved stories, their own ghosts, and the people they wished they could speak to one last time. As the ripple effects continue, fans await the next move, not from Boris, who has said all he needed to, but from Yagma, whose silence still hovers like a closed envelope no one is brave enough to open. So what will happen next? Will she respond? Will she continue to rise above the noise? Will her rumored relationship evolve into something official? Tell us what you think in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoy this level of analysis, long-form, emotional, investigative, cinematic, make sure you're subscribed to News Around. We appreciate every like, every comment, and every viewer who chooses to join our community. Thank you for watching this extended report. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and stay tuned here on News Around, where every story has another layer waiting to be uncovered.